Welcome back to Roy Family Farms. I'm Chris.
I'm Amelia.
And today we're going to be building a wire gate. As you can see here, we already got started. We have our fence poles already cut. Those are at 54 inches. We have them marked out for the barbed wire. We've got our hinge wire here. This one's at 13 inches. Top one is at 44. You just want them to where they'll be about midway between your top strand, in between your strands of barbed wire. I will show you how to do these on this end because we got to do another one. I just went ahead and kind of got a head start. Here's our other fence pole, and so we'll get that stuff going here in a second. What we got though for here, we'll show you kind of how it works on this other one. We've got a it's a fence closure, and it's pretty cool. It's made by Speedco. Here's the wire gate here. I am gonna actually add another stay right there in that little bit of a gap there. It's not too bad. It'll keep them in, but I don't know. I overthink things with all that. Right here is the closure. Like I said, it's made by a company called Speedco, and it seems pretty good. You hook it on the post there, you flip it back, it pulls it tight. You can actually lock it. There's a hole right there to run a padlock through, or for our purposes, because it's not a perimeter fence, we'll actually do a carabiner through there, which we really probably don't need to do that. My only thought was with the horse, but it's actually pretty tight. I don't see him pushing that up and popping it, but either way, I'll probably still stick a carabiner through. For the same reason, I'm going to add that other fence stay. So, let's get started. What do you got, Amelia?
In this case, if you knew, our horse is named Billiam.
Yes, our horse is named Bill. We call him Billiam sometimes. Wild Bill. You can kind of see him back there behind the barn. He's just hanging out. He's been doing good. If you guys have been following the channel for a bit, you know he got hurt on Thanksgiving, and well, he got hurt before that, got kicked by a cow, got hurt on Thanksgiving, stuck his leg through some barbed wire, basically flayed his leg open. He's doing really good. He actually has not had his medicine, I think, in about 2 weeks. He's been doing good. I don't know if it's just because it's warm. Maybe like some of his other issues were arthritis. And with it being warm, he doesn't have an issue. But we had some cold nights a while back, and he still did good. So
Just in case if you knew, again, we have a donkey named Jack. All the time we call him Donkey, but his real name is Jack. He got hurt by dogs.
alright, we're going to get started on this bottom wire loop here. What I got here is just some smooth wire. Some people call it horse wire or slick wire. It's basically like barbed wire without the barbs. It's just 2 strands of braided wire. And we will go ahead and loop this around here. Kind of get a rough guesstimate of what we need here. Yeah, we actually need this loop to be about 9 inches. So we are going to just pop this up under here, and then you'll be able to kind of adjust it. You want it to match the distance of the gate closure, which I know from the other one, it's 9 inches. which we look to be at right there. So gonna make us a little handle there. That way you can wind it. I didn't really leave myself enough room on that end, but so we'll use the pliers here. And not having gloves doesn't really help either. That's good enough. So get this other side done now. Wind it around a couple times. Now we will start put a knot in it. So you see this already has a handle. If you do it properly, give yourself enough wire, unlike what I did on the other end, it's nice and easy. You just tie your knot there. We'll clip the excess off. Maybe. There we go. Go ahead, clip this excess off on this end. Make sure you know where these are. You don't want any cattle or a horse or anything stepping on them. You want this to be relatively low. I kind of screwed up on the other end. I'll probably have to fix it later on down the road. It's kind of hard to close. But if you have it too high, it makes it harder to close the gate. Yeah, and we're probably about perfect right there. So we'll go ahead, grab a fencing staple. Let's try to get these knots relatively even. Bending this wire to form the post here. See if we could sneak one in the back here. The tension wire here, and then that bottom strand of barbed wire. It might be a little difficult. Yep. And we'll throw one on this side. And that should be a lot better than the other side. I think we're probably about there with it. It's a lot harder to catch it with our pole there. So now we'll go ahead and grab the closure and get that installed up top here. Now we got our gate closure here. Let's see if we can get it to balance out on here. There we go. We've got some 4-inch structural screws that we're going to use. So we will get this lined up here. Get it to where it's right on the edge there. There's 3 holes on this long strip. And I use we're going to use the first one here and we'll pivot it to aim it to our post there. Yeah, that looks like that's probably good there. And my bad. I know you're not supposed to do this. We're just going to try to get this one screw in here. Alright. Don't do that. They say it's bad for your battery. I just want to finish that screw in there. See, we'll make sure we'll shoot it down there, make sure we're lined up. Looks like we're probably good.
We're probably good for that part.
I think we might need to go a little bit. Yeah, that's probably about right. Well, I'm going to go, I think, get a totally different drill because I think my other DeWalt battery's dead, so be back in a second. Alright, get the trusty Porter cable out. Which, not too bad of a drill.
Your first time using it now, again?
Well, first time in a while. They've served me pretty well. I just needed new batteries, and I think they're pretty much going to be eliminating the Porter cable line after a while. So it made no sense to buy new batteries. And DeWalt's got some stuff I want to get, so figured I'd just switch to that, like the fence stapler. Need to get that. It's expensive, but it would make this job especially way easier. Let's just double check again before we get too far.
You did it with that, but you say don't do that.
Looks good. So now what we're going to do, we got this excess hanging here. There's a hole here, which that ain't going to do us any good. It's hanging over. And there's a hole right here. We're going to bend this end down and screw it into the post. And I got a rubber mallet here so I don't beat the crap out of this and chip the paint up.
Can you unbend it, Daddy?
Nah, it wouldn't be a good idea. It'll just weaken the metal. You keep bending it back and forth. Alright, should be good, and the screw will sink it in there.
We're going to sink in the screw.
We're going to go at a little bit of an angle so it's in deeper into the post there. pieces of wire here. We're going to get rid of those so we don't forget about them. They're getting covered in dirt.
I found a piece of grass, Daddy. I found a piece of grass.
Alright, we're going to get to stretching some barbed wire. I got it tied off down here. Just pulled here, cut short. Not cut short. I got to cut the length. So we're going to get this tied off here and then we'll go from there. I'm trying something different. I did the bottom strand on the other side. And I'm going to do the top strand here and we'll see where that gets us. Alright, before we get too carried away tying it off, we'll double check it and then we'll go to the next strand. We're going to see if we could spin this to loosen it a little bit. Oh, that may be a little tight. That's why we didn't go too wild with it. Yeah, you don't want them to be too awfully tight because you won't be able to close it very easy. So we'll give this a shot, see where we're at. That should be good. Alright, we'll finish tying this one off here. Jump around to the other side of his barb. Alright, on to the next strand. Got all the strands of barbed wire up now. I'm going to staple them to the post there. And then we have to put in the stays. Which for that I ended up just getting some cedar fence rails for those 2 rail fences where it kind of goes in that notch. I could not find any 3.5 by 4 inch posts. These 4-inch ones that I'm using for the ends here is all I could find. So that's the cheapest way and what I could find. But yeah, we'll staple these. We'll staple the stays in, which we might not get to the stays till tomorrow. It's getting kind of late. But we'll do that. I know I didn't show tying off that barbed wire. I just do a double wrap. Some of those aren't as neat as they probably should be. I do a double wrap and basically same technique. You kind of put a handle on the barbed wire and you tie the knot where we did with the smooth wire down there for the hinge there. You do the same thing. But we'll get this stapled, maybe get the stays in, and so far it's looking pretty good. It's pretty even tension. You don't want it too tight and you don't want it too loose. And it seems to be about perfect right now, so we'll see how it turns out. We're just going to do 1 strand on each end at a time to make sure nothing loosens up on us. The DeWalt stapler would be pretty amazing right about now. Tidy this stuff up, clip off all of our excess. It all stayed pretty tight, so we're good. We won't have to try to tie off those, retie those or anything. So turned out pretty good so far. So with the fence stays, we're going to do one midway and then one halfway between the center one there. So let's get at it. Alright, now that we got these, all the fence stays in, our next step is we're going to put a staple down at the bottom of this post to keep this wire from the post slipping out of the wire. Our posts rotated since the beginning through the whole tying off and tensioning process. So the staple we put on top is to the side now, so we'll put another one here. We'll probably just leave that one there. It ain't going to do really any good, but it ain't going to do any harm. And that'll pretty much wrap it up down on our hinge wires. I put a single staple on each side to staple it to that. And that's pretty much all there is to it, so let's finish this off. And that is all there is really to it here. We'll open it up and see how it works. Just kind of tilt it at an angle, lift it out, pull it, swing it over, close it, bring it back, tilt it at a little bit of an angle, catch your wire. There we go. And that's pretty much all there is to building a wire gate. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one, everyone.